Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, at 1666, I just did the side rods as best I could. Most of the rust is gone. There's a lot of pitting actually in the steel, but 100% improvement from what it looked like when it first got here. So it's turned out to be a really nice engine. 1666 for 12 bucks in really decent shape. So now I turn my attention to the tender, and just to give you some idea of what this thing looks like. As you can see, it is eaten alive with rust. Now there's a couple of tricks to this. If you actually want to remove the rust, you can just put this in a shallow pan of 5% vinegar and put it in there at noon, and by midnight most of the rust will be gone. Unfortunately, most of the paint will be gone with it, but it actually removes the oxide, the iron oxide, off of the metal and leaves it remarkably clean. And you can get this down to bright silver steel again just by using vinegar. Smells bad, but it works. It's a really excellent rust remover. The other way, of course, is to soak it in oil. I mean, really saturate it in oil. Let it set, and a lot of this oxide just turns to mud. And you can, instead of scraping it off, you can just basically wipe it away or zap it with a brass brush, a bronze brush, and brush all the oxide off. But just the fact that I got them broken loose and they're spinning free, so there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't look very nice. But it won't take much to get this back to being at least acceptable. It's intact. There's nothing wrong with it other than the fact that it is just absolutely filthy and covered with rust. But it is the original tender for this engine. But just goes to show in a real contrast of how bad this engine was. And in just a few hours, the screws are black again. It looks nice. It runs well. It's complete. For 12 bucks, you just can't beat it. So this is a great way to get into model railroading on an absolute budget. I mean, once you have some decent track, and I think that's one of the key things, you can't really scrimp on buying track. If you want the train to run well, you've got to have decent track for it to run on. In my opinion, Menards track is the best you can buy for the money. It works really well. It's plentiful. It's cheap. Works. I mean, it works really, really well. I've had absolutely no complaints about anything from Menards. At the price they're charging for the stuff, you really can't complain about it. So once you have a decent track and a decent transformer, you know, like I said, these American Flyer 4B transformers, these are the only transformers I use. They're really cheap, about 10 bucks a piece, and they're 100-watt transformers. They work really well. In my opinion, it's the best transformer for the size you can buy. You have to put a new cord on it, but that's 2 bucks and 20 minutes. Really simple to do. So in any case, just another in the series of collecting these old engines. So like I said, I think I have 48 of them. I have to count them again. And every single one of these was just junk from eBay. And the fun part is in repairing them. I like running them, of course, but these tracks are set up just as test tracks. You know, just ovals. Well, I test engines almost every day. So don't know how many I'm going to buy or what I'm going to do with them. But I periodically rotate them all, and they all get run. It's just a matter of when. And move them around and do experiments, what can pull what, and how can you improve traction. There's a lot of things you can do with these. A lot of experiments. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video getting the rust off those push rods. As best I can. They're still pitted. There's nothing you can do about that except to change them. So, in any case, just a quick video of probably the last video on this 1666. It's running really well. I couldn't be happier with it. 12 bucks from eBay. I mean, it's running like it was new. There's nothing wrong with this engine at all. So you couldn't ask for it to run better than this. Pulling 20 cars. $12 on eBay. So anyway, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.